Good evening everyone, welcome back to Tom Plays EU4 for Absolute Beginners. We are back with England and we've been a little bit too greedy and I'm expecting... I was going to say I'm expecting a coalition to attack at any second, but it looks like it's fallen apart, which is brilliant. Well, that's a relief. I was quite curious actually as to why we didn't have a truce with Castile, because they joined the coalition. But I would have thought we'd have ended up with a truce with them because they broke their alliance with us. Marriage offer from Brittany, okay, cool. This is a coalition, so we've still got a number of people in there, and of course Castile's one of them, so it's still dangerous. But the fact that people have started pulling out is reassuring. Maybe we haven't been quite as foolish as I was thinking. Let's get this last member of the colonial army over here. Move this cog as well, because we still need to find Labrador, which for some reason last time I kept calling Laborde. So we can get that settler bonus, which would be invaluable while we've got 2 colonies, so let's get on with that. So nothing's really changed. I'm just slightly less worried that we're immediately going to have a coalition attack. Okay, so Mulhauser is one. They're quite small, they're quite nearby, but they're also a pretty good option for improving relations with... okay. Get this army together. Okay, brilliant. So, might tentatively speed things up a little. Still a little bit nervous. Good to hear by the sounds of it that we're actually making money again. Despite all the coring we're doing, despite having 2 colonies. Okay, so this is good. And it just got rid of my ships. Right, let's move them up here. In fact, let's move them up there. So they're actually going into the Terra Incognita. And while we're at it, had someone else. What about Geneva was in the coalition, wasn't it? Yeah. Minus 32 opinion of us. I reckon we can improve on that a little. Quite a bit, I'd hope, actually. Yeah, Labrador area. Cool. That is fine then. Okay, that's unfortunate. So no longer the pale controller, so one of our diplomats is going to vanish, I suspect. And we want to put another 5 into becoming the next pale controller. Yeah, so we've lost a diplomat. I don't know which one we've lost. But we may as well leave him going for now. In theory, our army is still improving all the time. I might try to reach Connaught, actually. It's probably slightly closer. In fact, how are we doing down here? Because in theory, this isn't one army, this is 2 armies. We're fine. We're still fine for now, okay. Let's speed up considerably then. Right, so who did we lose? Was it Geneva? Because they were the most recent one? No, it wasn't. Okay, was it Mulhausen? No, it wasn't. In which case, I have no idea. But looks like Strasbourg is in the coalition, so let's do that one. Lost our claim on Anjou. If we need that now. And it looks like the nation of Cuba has formed. Okay, so they're a separate nation now. So it's whether Castile is going to move its colonising efforts elsewhere, or whether it's going to carry on building Cuba. Sounds like we're losing money again. Oh, well, actually we could pay this loan back. No, we can't. Because of all the interest. Not to worry. Oh, brilliant. Settler chance. Right. I can definitely get that idea. I've got an administrative idea. So we're still only on plus 25 for administrative, so it's probably worth us just carrying on to get the next idea group, which is going to be an administrative idea anyway. And probably far more vital. Lost an explorer, which unfortunately is this one. So you need to head back. Then you may as well have the explorer that we had in the other place. Well, to be fair, we're not going to be hiring any more infantry until our manpower's recovered anyway. Okay, Mulhausen has left the coalition. That is brilliant. Finished improving with Magdeburg. So, who's still in it? Lots of people. Constance, Cologne. Okay, I suppose we could maybe do a bit more with Cologne. Yeah, we've got a way to go, haven't we? Might split. Oh, hang on. Wrong button. Let's actually split this army up now as well. Send over to Navarre. Okay. Which means we probably want to take the general from the mercenary army. Because we don't care as much what happens to them. Triangle trade. Okay. Yeah, it's probably not good news. Just in Constance because they were in the coalition. Not going to feel remotely safe until the coalition's fully disbanded, or at least until it only has Castile in it. The saving grace, I think, the hopeful thing, is that the lands we took from Aragon were quite a way away. Ooh. I'll go with increased defence. Quite a way away from the Holy Roman Empire. So, oh brilliant, we got there. Who's this? Nice offer from Salzburg. Have we got vastly too few diplomatic relations? That's usually what happens. We have. Apparently we're in a position to have 6. That's because we've lost Castile. Right. So we need to look for another ally. Before we do that, I want this ship to head down here. Right, brilliant. So, allies. Well, probably Austria is our best chance for a long-term one. So one of the things you can do is you can look for your enemy's rivals. So that's a start. So Austria, Aragon and England. Fair enough, but you can also look at your friends' allies. It's got England, Salzburg and Mulhausen. So that's why Salzburg is offering us an alliance. Unfortunately, they're not very useful. Being utterly tiny. But they're not actually an enemy of Poland. So we could possibly look at allying them. So Poland and Lithuania have now formed into the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, who are extremely powerful and would normally be direct enemies of Austria. So they've got claims on Hungary, so they are likely to be in conflict with Austria. But oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Overstretched. Geneva has left the military coalition. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to have any actual ships left at the end of all this. Okay, so who do we still have? We've got Liege, Lüneburg, Frankfurt. Okay. Lüneburg, Frankfurt. So we could try improving relations with Liege, although I'm not sure we've in much of a chance. Royal marriage with the Commonwealth. Surprisingly still has a king, so we better improve relations with them at some point as well. Okay, so how many ships do we actually have left? Got an early carrack and a cog. Right. So we are definitely going to need more transports, if nothing else. And unfortunately, we're still on cogs. Right, I'm going to make a couple more carracks. Just remember how close we are to gaining the flute. Not as close as I would like. I think we're going to need ships before then. So fair enough. I'll make 5 more cogs. Okay, cool. Right. And we also need an admiral. Set us back even further. Just Demerara. Right, brilliant. So hopefully that fulfilled objective has made this colony more likely to finish quickly. And hold that thought. We have separatists. Okay, let's send you up to deal with it. Try and decide at what point to get rid of the mercenaries. But yeah, uprisings were inevitable. So apart from the colonising, we also really need to rebuild, build our armies to be bigger. Maybe make a third army, but we need manpower to improve first. You mentioned separation increasing. I think that makes uprisings more likely in this province. It's one of the things castles are good for. That's my computer struggling there. It's a little worrying. So I might leave that army up there now. And I might take a risk and just ditch the mercenary army. Hopefully that doesn't lead to an immediate declaration of war. Having the Commonwealth as an ally will probably help, to be fair. Okay, who's still in it? Ulm is still in it. Oldenburg. I have a feeling I already improved relations with Ulm, but I don't think I did Oldenburg. So let's do them. Okay, so colonising. We really need to find Louisiana. I'm almost tempted to keep the double colony business going. Just because we can afford it. And at present we don't have we don't have any colonial nations that we can also support monetarily, which is what we're going to be doing. But let's just do a little bit of exploration first, because I want to make sure Castile isn't colonising behind our backs. Okay, got a government reform. Military doctrines and organisation. Right, I always struggle with this one. I often end up just going for organised military stuff. Because the others seem a little more specialised to me. Although admittedly, as England, we may be using mercenaries more. Yeah, I might actually go for the mercenary one, simply because we are going to be depending quite a bit on mercenaries. Okay, we need another royal marriage with Poland. We don't have any diplomats. We will just... not Poland, Portugal. Getting countries confused again just because they start with the same letter. But they'll probably ask for one anyway. Royal marriage with Brittany has ended. And we have some Britain pretender rebels who may or may not be our problem. Looks like they actually are our problem. Brittany can't deal with them, so we will send our army across. I'm more worried about pretender rebels than I would be about most uprisings, because I don't know what effect it will have on our kind of rule over them. Okay, so both our colonies have become self-sustaining at the same time, which is interesting. So I'm going to start a colony over here first. Can't start two colonies at once, really, because we need our... Ah, brilliant. We need our colonists to set them going. So this is going to be a third one in the Caribbean. What I'm thinking is, if we can get to the point where it's a colonial nation, we can then carry on colonising while basically pushing a load of money to them to help them colonise themselves. Although possibly the Caribbean's a bad choice of that, because there's a limited amount of room to colonise, and they're quite likely to fill it up rather rapidly. But at the same time, it is extremely important for trade. Let's go to Brussels. Got a bigger supply limit anyway. Berg and Milan. Milan? Interesting. Might be interested in a royal marriage with Milan. We do have a spare diplomatic relationship. Let's bring all our transports. Heavy ships will take a little longer. So Louisiana is around here somewhere, but I think there are only 4 provinces where you can make landfall. And if someone takes all of them, they tend to lock everyone else out. Right, well let's... Okay, I would say... So, skill 3 diplomatic reputation. Well, we've currently got a whole bunch of skill 2 cheap advisors. So I'm thinking maybe better as a local leader for now. Claims, Lüneburg. Right, is Milan still an option? Milan is still an option. Let us enter a royal marriage with them. So there's a chance we could get them as a junior partner. I mean, to be fair, the ruler's only 41, but at the same time, Milan, while being away from us, well, possibly especially because it's away from us, because we'd never normally be able to make claims on it, it's got, what, 7 provinces? 8? So yeah, well worth having. So we probably want to improve relations with them as well, if it will let us. So it probably won't come to anything. Ruler's only 40. Probably going to have an heir anyway. They'll try to make an alliance with us, which we're not going to accept, I don't think, because we need to make room for... well, I was going to say Scotland, but probably the Isles as a junior partner at some point. But anyway, in the meantime, let's get this army good over to the new colony, so we can start building that. So we're going to want it to be at least a bit established before we start another one. Excommunicate to the ruler of Milan, that's a point. Burgundy kind of hates us. Maybe we should start improving relations with the Pope. Oh no, we're already quite positive. Right, in that case, who is still in the coalition? Gelra. Don't entirely fancy our chances of putting them off, but we can try. Always possible we can talk them round a bit. Friesland, right. They're a good option. It's mostly the nations who are closest to the lands we've taken now. But I'm reasonably hopeful that we're actually going to get away with it, which is brilliant. I really did think I'd overdone it. I'd been a bit too greedy. As it is, we should be that bit more powerful. Spain should be that bit less powerful. That's assuming they do get together with Aragon, which I'm almost surprised they haven't done already. I think we do have to have, like, you know, one has to have a king and one has to have a queen for the event to happen. So I suppose it's possible it might not happen at all. Still, extra land is always welcome. So we lost a trade dispute against Friesland, which probably means they've stopped embargoing us, which is good. Gradually normalising relations with everyone. And I think that's it. I think we've explored this whole area. So that is definitely Louisiana. I think that is. So we are going to need to land a conquistador there in order to explore. For which I suppose we may as well use the army over here. Right, brilliant. So we're almost reached expansion ideas. We're going to have to check on the progress of colonialism as well. But for now, I'm more interested in building the expansion idea group. Friesland has left the coalition. Brilliant. Okay, I suppose we may as well look for someone else who's currently in it. Don't see much point trying to cozy up to Castile. Dortmund. Okay. You are there. Yeah. Generally, for most nations, you can go up to plus 100 opinion with improved relations. So we can see we've got a plus 4, so we can get another 96. That should put them in positive with us, even with all our aggressive expansion. So hopefully we will be fine. Discover modern theocracy. Choose another idea group, so we're going to go straight for expansion ideas, which is the other one you need to do if you're colonising. So yeah, we're not in too much of a hurry. Okay, so we've got two options here. One is leaning into Catholicism and the other one is the opposite. So normally you would only take one of these. I'm gonna go with the Conventicle Act for now. So as long as we're Catholic, I'm going to try to be good at being a Catholic. So it's basically made us a bit more intolerant towards heretics, but it should help if the Reformation starts causing us any problems. We should get our missionaries to the point at which they can actually do something about it. We'll see. It's never as much of a problem for England, but because we've taken quite a few lands from the Holy Roman Empire now, it may become a problem. Okay, naval force limit modifier, that is good. We can have more ships, and global tariffs is also good. Ah, right, that's why we ended up with too many diplomatic relations. It was one of our ideas. Fair enough then. I was considering allying the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth anyway. Alright, so let's make landfall in Louisiana. I may as well explore a bit while we're here, so we'll send our ships back. And we'll just wander around a little. But I'm still wondering whether to try to get a full colony up and running. Actually, to be fair, if we end up getting a new colonist, I might even go for Louisiana next. Although I'm still worried about Panama, of course. I do want to secure this area. It all depends on where Portugal and Castile are going to go next, I suppose. I also need to watch myself with these random battles because we are still on 0 manpower. Two. Right, so we're on 24 on our armies. So yeah, still a way to go. Actually, did we? No, we didn't. I was wondering if we'd finish another colony. Repay loan, yes please. States of the Burghers, they've gained some influence, that's fine. Portugal wants royal marriage, that is also fine. We need to start improving relations with Milan. No, we already have. That's good. I just feel like it might help us a little. Protestantism entrenched. Okay. That's a big problem. However, I would like to explore a bit. I still quite like to find Bermuda. It worries me a little that I don't have Greenland. The problem with the Americas is that most of the actual mainland, your colonies form into colonial nations, which means they're not technically yours. So it would be nice to have somewhere like Bermuda, which was actually ours. Like normally I'd make do with Greenland, but seeing as we have the choice, Bermuda's probably a better option. Plus there are no natives, so I don't need to worry about sending a colonial army over. However, I'm too late. It looks like Portugal have already claimed it. Fair enough. Maybe I should go for Greenland after all. Unless I can get one of the islands on the west side of the sea, like Easter Island or something. Berg has entered into a coalition. You're a bit late to the party. Okay, finished improving relations with Milan. That's fine. In that case, I'm going to start on the Commonwealth, even though we're actually doing quite well. And we should also summon the Diet. Especially because we're not at war and we might actually be able to seize land this time. Okay, commercial presence, no thanks. Nobility wants Holland, no thanks. Invest in prosperity of lands in Northumberland. Normally I might have been up for the Holland one, but at the moment. With us, with a coalition against us, I think that would be an unbelievably stupid idea. So, yeah, that's a big no thanks from me. Might leave that Northumberland one for a bit until we've got our first idea group, because both of them will cost administrative power, and also I think it gives us 10 prestige and we've still got 96, so we might as well let our prestige go down a little bit. So if these guys can just move across, hopefully, if I just get this map, colonial and trade regions, you can see what I mean about Louisiana. In fact, it's even worse than I thought. So this is the bit I perpetually think of as Florida, colonial Eastern America. This is colonial Mexico, and for Louisiana we have exactly 2 provinces that we can start colonising. The rest are inland. So while it's quite a big area, if someone gets a colony going in both of these provinces and no one else can colonise there, they don't seem to let you kind of cross over between colonial regions. It's a little confusing, but I've definitely found myself locked out of Louisiana in the past, so I'm actually thinking we might go there as soon as we get another colonist. Having said that, I'm also seriously considering setting up an extra colony, even without another colonist. This is probably well established enough, so if we 10 diplomatic power, definitely worth it. If we choose recall on the colonist, then go next door and send a new colonist, it does mean we're going to have to keep a bit of an eye on this area. So I might leave them there for now, just because... Actually, to be fair, maybe I shouldn't. It's going to be a while until we've got our 3rd colonist. I just really hope Castile don't start colonising there before we do. But I suppose we've got the 2 armies, we might as well make use of them so we don't need to worry about uprisings. Okay, I'm going to improve relations with Austria. I'm just thinking it's worth having our allies fully on board. Let's move you next door. So this will cost us a lot more if you remember, but we seem to manage it before. And this colony will now increase much slower because it doesn't have a colonist. But at the same time we will gain 2 of them. So, seems worth it. Right, let's start exploring the south. Still trying to keep an eye out for any new colonies appearing. So we must make sure we get at least 1 in every area. I don't think I'd realised how bad Louisiana was. That's fine. Only 2 places we can make colonies. It's incredible. We do have a free diplomat, but let's keep an eye on these ships. Okay, we can grant privileges to nobles. Liege will like us more, but we'll lose legitimacy. But we will gain some tax. Yeah, I think the nobility loyalty is more precarious at the moment. Hesse is into a military. Right, okay. In that case, let's move you back. And I'm going to start improving relations with Hesse. I'm not entirely sure why they're suddenly entering into a coalition against us. I think Berg did as well, didn't they? Let's improve relations with them too. It's not like our aggressive expansion is going up. I haven't done anything for a while. But anyway. Your decision at Blasphemy Act. Okay. I can accept that as well. I don't particularly mind having low tolerance for heretics. Unnecessary truce is ending. It's bizarre to think that the war with Brittany and Scotland was close enough of a truce to have only just ended. Seems like forever ago. Should do Portugal next. Can't help noticing that we're not King of Milan yet. Yeah, they've got an heir. Fair enough. We'll just let the royal marriage run out on its own. They haven't actually tried to make an alliance, which surprises me. But it was worth trying. We could have got Milan for free. You never know. Right, I'm going to send you back. Actually, that's closer, isn't it? Should have gone from there. Cool. Right, anything else? Still got Demerara. Don't want that. That is fine. Second colony has started. First one is still going. Right, no one in Louisiana yet, which is good. How are we doing here? Right, we're actually taking damage here. It's not able to support us. So 25 should be able to. Let's move you across. Last thing we need is to be taking damage. Free diplomat. You can do Portugal. And then we might do Brittany and France. We're fine. We're fine. So if we do a royal marriage with Brittany. And we'll improve relations with France. Get all our allies and vassals and junior partners on board. So this army's nearly recovered. This is why we need to use more mercenaries as we get richer. So we might have a lot of money, but we don't have a lot of manpower. Okay, where are we up to? Battle in Havana. That's fine. Let's do some exploration. As the other place we need to worry about is Africa. We're going to want to get a presence there as well. In several different points on the continent. Got some spare diplomats again. Probably not going to go too far around here anyway. Might just do a second province along the coast. And then we'll send them back. Need to check this as well. Oh, French noble rebels. Not a big deal then. Right. send you back around. And let's see who is still in a coalition against us. Still seems like quite a lot of people. Okay, we've done some of these already. I'm not sure if we've done Münster. Münster. Let's get you. I could swear we'd already done Ulm. Cleves we've definitely done. Mainz maybe not. And we've already got quite a positive opinion of us. Aachen. Oh, it's alright, we're out of diplomats. Fair enough. Okay, there you go. Oh, hang on. Call diplomat, call diplomat. Right, so we've done Portugal, so we could afford to do Brittany next. And okay, so we've lost Catherine of Aragon, who was one of our cheap +2 diplomats. So we now have Anne Boleyn, who's diplomatic reputation, or Christopher Gloucester, who is trade efficiency. I'm not sure why Anne isn't at the bottom there, because she's cheaper. Well, let's go with Anne, because that might stop people attacking us. Catherine had improved relationship, I think, which was invaluable for all of this anti-coalition stuff, but diplomatic reputation might help as well. It's usually the best type of advisor to have. Okay, this is good. Looks like it really is falling apart now. Even Castile's left. I think we may not need to worry anymore. So let's do the Papal State. That's good. It's all collapsing. Yeah, there's almost no one left now. And certainly no one we need to worry about. So there you go, we have survived a second coalition. Let's grab the Conquistador. That army there. I think Brussels has got pretty good supply limit. Yep. So, yes. Really wasn't sure we were going to get through that one. But we did. Happy days. Right, okay, so we have gained an expansion idea, so that will give us another colonist. So we really could do with I was going to say we could do with another colonial army. I think instead of doing Louisiana, I might send the colonist here to speed it up, because no one's in Louisiana yet. I only need to get to 5 here. Okay, and let's just check colonialism. Get an additional merchant, don't we? So we're down to +90 prestige now, so it's probably worth doing that idea. How is this progressing? It is progressing. That's good. Let's hit most of Morocco. Heading into Tunis, we see a lot of the world still doesn't have colonialism. Very much starts over here, whereas we don't need that much money to get it now. Would a royal marriage berg be worth it? Why, it would harm our diplomatic power at the moment, so let's not worry about that too much. Let's worry about base tax in Northumberland. What do we need to increase it? We need 60. Okay. Oop. Calm down. Okay. I would say make it happen. It's going to cost a bit of admin power and some money, but that's fine. Gives us prestige. It's good. Quarantine the port. French noble rebels, they can deal with those. And we finished in Munster, which is also fine. Okay, creation of a London Stock Exchange. So we've got two options for this. We can gain stability and money but gain inflation, or we can issue strict control and gain stability and lose inflation. So that's going to depend on what our inflation currently is. At the moment it's actually quite low, so we'd probably be better off with expanding the loan market. So that'll give us like a ton of money, which allows us to instantly embrace colonialism. So let's do that. Los Conquistador. Ottomans are no longer rivaling us, which isn't going to do us any good unless we no longer rival the Ottomans. Bit of a shame. In fact, I might start improving relations with them. Okay, we've also maxed out our military power, so if it'll let me, let's just chuck some military stuff into London. Aragon is no longer a valid rival. Okay. Brilliant. So we've now got more advanced ships all around. So it'd be a great time to build up our navy. In theory, we have got the latest institution, which is colonialism. So that's pretty good overall. And those two carracks have finished building. So let's join them onto the colonial fleet. So next steps, we want to make a third colonial army. Not sure how soon we're going to need them, to be honest. Tell you what, let's finish this. Let's be logical here. I'm going to assume that the colony that's been established longest, actually it probably isn't much in it, so maybe I should just leave them there. Okay, so we're going to go above our limit again, because we're not that desperate for money at the moment. So next institution, printing press. Yeah, that's going to start in Germany. There's not a huge amount we can do about that. So we're just going to have to keep an eye out for uprisings in Havana, because we'll have to move an army across. But I'm just thinking this will get us to 5. I wasn't necessarily planning on doing them all over here, actually, but it's fine. Either way, it just means that all of our armies are together. We can keep an eye on things more easily. Yeah, pretty good. And then from there, we can hopefully start spreading out more quickly. Right, so what other options do we have? Can we vassalize anyone in the Americas? Can we ally anyone in the Americas? Usually not worth the vassalizing. So let's just improve relations with some people. Look a bit further afield. Now, I think let's go with this. They're not going to like it. Have some unhappy estates, but I think we will cope. could try improving relations with Aragon. Probably not worth it, honestly. How about Florence? Let's improve relations with Florence. Okay, so yeah, so really we want to focus on colonising. We're wondering a little bit about the Third Army. Not in a hurry for the military tech, to be fair, and I don't want to lose tradition. Oh yeah, completely forgot about Northumberland. We should deal with that. Get our prestige back up to 99, which is good. But yeah, effectively it's going to need to be all colonising for a while. Let's try and keep up, try and make sure we've got at least one person in each area. Although ideally it'd be nice to have two down here, so we need a conquistador. Because we want one port facing this way and one port facing that way, so it's possible for us to go across without the Panama Canal, which we may build later, but we may not, and certainly not for a long time. We definitely want to land in Louisiana as well, so it's just going to be colonise, 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 I think. It's going to be the next bit. Fully reinforce your armies. Right, so we are very nearly back up to full strength. So we're going to be eyeing up our force limits as well. We need to improve our navy and improve our armies. But I'm wondering if it might be worth making a third colonial army, just so we know we've got them set apart for the future. We do have a fair way to go, though. The next colonist is here. There's going to be quite a bit of admin power before we get there. Nonetheless, right, I think I'm going to finish there. So, not tremendously exciting, but kind of knew that because we were going to have to avoid war for quite a while. But definitely pleased we didn't get attacked by the coalition. Got to keep these Aragonese lands. So from now on we might want to go directly for Castile. Interesting. Austria may well help us, which would probably be enough, to be honest. We've got Brittany and France fighting for us now. Of course the next one may actually be Munster and the Isles. Or alternatively, if we could actually get our army up to its force limit, we might just get claims on everyone anyway, as part of our mission tree. Because I'm fairly sure that's what fulfilling this mission does. So we could just not attack anyone until we've actually fulfilled that mission. And we can get a bit of extra credit for having fulfilled our missions. But yeah, I think the big focus is going to be on colonising for a while. So yeah, should get our first colonial nation in the Caribbean and try to work out where Castile is doing all their colonising, because this doesn't look like a lot for Castile. And also Portugal. I would expect Portugal to be colonising down here, but I'm surprised they haven't taken more than they have. They've obviously got this area here. So we'll see. But yeah, I do want to find out where they are, and we definitely want to start colonising in North America, starting with Louisiana and Central America as well. But that will all be for next time. And yeah, thank you for watching. It looks like it's all going well. I shall see you then.